Before I get into it guys, I'm pleased to announce that channel memberships are now live. For $2.99 a month, you can help to support the channel and get members exclusive content. You also get custom badges, emojis, polls, live chat features and more. All you've got to do is click the join button below. It's an alternative to joining Patreon. Over the last few hours, you guys have probably heard about big casting news for Ahsoka, that Barriss Offee is going to appear in the series. And this is all based on a character description, but what if I told you that the source clearly did not read the cast description correctly? It's not for the role of Barriss Offee, but rather Sabine Wren. The description is listed as a lead character in her 20s or 30s, and they're looking to cast an Asian woman for the role. This could only be Sabine Wren. We have to bear in mind that Barriss Offee would be in her 40s at this point in the timeline, so even the age does not add up. Having said that, I've been a strong proponent for the idea of Barriss's return for a long time, and I do think she will appear in the Ahsoka series, but in this instance, the cast listing is for Sabine Wren. But let's hear them out. I'm going to read to you the article and you can make your own mind up as to who you think it's referring to. So it says, the Illuminati has exclusively learned that Star Wars Ahsoka is going to include the return of the Clone Wars character Barriss Offee, hopefully finally revealing the former Jedi's fate. Star Wars fans have numerous series on the horizon, including the Book of Boba, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Andor and more. They've now learnt that Barriss Offee is being cast for Ahsoka, and while details have been scarce about the series, we've managed to uncover some truly exciting information, especially for fans of the Clone Wars. She is listed as a lead character in her 20s or 30s, and they're looking to cast an Asian woman for the role. As I say guys, I think this is Sabine Wren, but let's continue. In the Clone Wars, Barriss Offee was voiced by Meredith Salinger, and in Attack of the Clones she was played by Nalini Krishan. Barriss Offee is a Miri Allen and was a Jedi Padawan along with Ahsoka Tano during the Clone War before graduating to Jedi Knight. She trained under Jedi Master Luminara and Julie and bonded with Ahsoka during the second battle of Geonosis, where the two Padawans nearly lost their lives fighting against the Separatists. The two were close friends, but Barriss became disillusioned by the Jedi Order. Believing that they were the cause of the Clone War and had lost their way, she set up a bombing of the Jedi Temple. In an ultimate act of betrayal, Barriss allowed Ahsoka to be framed for the attack while pretending to help her. Ultimately, Ahsoka's Jedi Master Anakin Skywalker proved Barriss Offee to be guilty, and she confessed to the attack with an impassioned speech about how the Jedi had lost their way. This attack and the fact that the Jedi Council abandoned Ahsoka even as she professed her innocence ultimately led to Ahsoka leaving the Jedi Order. Given the pair's history and the last time audiences saw them together was Barriss Offee's confession, Barriss Offee showing up in the Ahsoka series would be an exciting prospect. Dave Filoni had originally planned for Barriss Offee to die in the 5th season of the Clone Wars, but ultimately decided against it, having further plans for the character, and it looks like those plans are finally coming to fruition, which is beyond exciting, especially for Clone Wars fans. It looks like we could finally learn what happened to Barriss after she attacked the temple, and of course after she turned to the dark side. How Barriss Offee fits into the series is going to be very interesting, with the former Jedi falling to the dark side after she lost faith in the Order. What she became remains one of the biggest mysteries in Star Wars. Some Star Wars fans have speculated that she became an Inquisitor working for the Empire, while others believe that she may have perished in Order 66. But it looks as if fans are going to finally see what happened to her in the Ahsoka series. In the second season of The Mandalorian, Ahsoka not only revealed new information about Baby Yoda, including his name being Grogu, but she was also searching for Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Where is Grand Admiral Thrawn?
Perhaps Barriss Offee could have a lead in that search, which helps to find Ezra and Thrawn. In whatever way Barriss Offee fits into Star Wars Ahsoka, this is a huge development that will undoubtedly lead to a truly amazing series. But what do you guys think? Are you convinced that it is Barriss Offee that this leak is talking about, or do you think they've interpreted it wrong and it is indeed Sabine Wren? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below and let's move on. So now my dear friends, we're going to talk about Kevin Feige's upcoming Star Wars movie, which we know nothing about. But having said that, there is speculation that some of the most obscure parts of George Lucas's vision for Star Wars could finally make their way into live action, and I'm talking about the Whills. This article is from Inverse and they state the following: the biggest Marvel shakeup has arrived in the form of Loki. Even though we're just one episode in, the time-twisting series has all but confirmed the coming of a multiverse, and retroactively made the biggest bad of all Thanos into something of a kitten. The brilliance of the show is all in the way it recontextualizes our perception of huge epic moments, while at the same time creating a whole new set of stakes for the MCU. But if you're a Star Wars fan, you might be wondering what this means for the galaxy far, far away. Michael Waldron is the head writer on Loki, and he's currently working 3 duties at Disney. He's got Loki, Doctor Strange 2, and the mysterious upcoming Star Wars movie with Kevin Feige. So what does Loki reveal about Kevin Feige's Star Wars movie and the direction he wants to move the franchise in? Other than the fact that Waldron is writing a Star Wars movie that Feige's working on, we don't know anything about it other than it's presumably a movie and not a TV show. We also know they want to bring C-3PO into the mix. Recently, Waldron admitted it's very early days for the Star Wars project, but he really loves collaborating with Kevin Feige. We don't even have a release date, although Waldron is certainly pretty busy at the moment. But a closer look at other projects they're working on like Loki and Doctor Strange, it could reveal the connective tissue that might be part of the upcoming Star Wars project. And that is the idea of a Star Wars multiverse. Now, as I say guys, this is an inverse theory that they're putting forward, and I do think it's fascinating even though it might be far-fetched. Now, when the article uses the idea of a multiverse, they're also talking about the concept of different planes of existence within the Star Wars universe that could be explored in Kevin Feige's movie. And this brings us onto the concept of the Whills. In an early George Lucas draft of Star Wars, the entire narrative would have been folded into something called the Journal of the Whills. This would have been a narrative device in which beings from another plane of existence would have had a different point of view on Star Wars. In George's own words, he says, "Originally, I was trying to have the story be told by someone else, an immortal being known as a Will. There was somebody watching this whole story and recording it, someone probably wiser than all of the mortal players in the galaxy. I eventually dropped the idea and the concepts behind the Whills turned into the Force, but the Whills became part of this massive amount of notes, quotes, background information that I just used for the scripts. But most of the stories were actually taken from the Journal of the Whills." Now, it is important to point out that the Whills are mostly canon insofar as Rogue One and the novel that accompanies it. All in all, it'd be really fascinating to see Waldron and Feige turn Star Wars on its head, so to speak, and explore new concepts that relate to deeper elements of the Force, such as the Keepers of the Whills. We'll just have to wait and see what the upcoming Star Wars project is going to be about, but it is fascinating to speculate nonetheless based on what we know about the writing style of both of these guys. But what do you guys think, and what are your predictions for the upcoming Kevin Feige Star Wars project? Let me know your thoughts on this and all of today's news update in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next one. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and also guys, my Patreon link is in the description. Otherwise, I'm Star Wars Meg, wishing you all a phenomenal rest of the day, no matter where you dwell in the galaxy. Have a good one.